My nephew surprised me in the kitchen. True infidelity. Yesterday was unforgettable, but it started like every other day. I was astonished by my nephew. The kitchen was warm and bright when I made breakfast with the sun streaming through the window. I felt confident that nothing could go wrong. I got up, cleaned my teeth and headed to the kitchen eager to prepare. Tasty. I made pancakes, my few's favorite since I adjusted the batter. Birds chirped and automobiles drove by. Outside it was quiet when the pancakes sizzled on the griddle and my nephew entered smiling. "What's for?" he asked excitedly when I informed him we were having. His face lit up, and we giggled as I turned the pancakes. Today I arched an eyebrow curiously. About what? Haymunt. We often went on small trips, but this was different. I was excited after breakfast when he discussed exploring the adjacent park for hidden gems. We left for the sun with refreshments. Was shining brightly now, and I felt energized as we searched the park for anything unusual. Rare rocks, beautiful flowers, and bugs were found. Today was more fun because of my nephew's eagerness. I was exhausted yet thrilled when we got home. I never imagined a simple morning being an adventure. In retrospect, I had made pancakes and a great day with my nephew. I knew this day would be special. Since they were my favorite and he always requested them for breakfast, I knew today would be amazing. It was like he needed them to eat. I was worried since he was excited to get them. The sight of flowers on that table would make my nephew's face light up. He was humorous about hot dogs. Not much mattered as long as he had hot dogs. I didn't know why he adored them, but I didn't want to disappoint him. I needed to prepare them before he woke up. "Where are the hot dogs?" I mumbled, anxious as Arthur, my nephew, was coming down for breakfast any minute. Fran lie, I searched the kitchen for them before he arrived. I didn't want to disappoint Arthur, who loves hot dogs most. The notion of him asking for his favorite breakfast accelerated me. Just before I gave up, I heard a soothing voice. "My, what's got you so wound up?" Angle astonished me, and I turned to see Arthur. Not. My mom's comfortable smile almost made me forget my panic, was clearly wondering why I was so stressed. "Well," I stammered, ashamed. "Don't fret. Arthur, I forgot your favorite hot dogs." I lost my voice. It was unusual that morning since it was the first time I had ever seen Arthur smile like that. I felt guilty because I was sure he would be displeased. Nephew usually looked downcast and only spoke to me. His smile surprised me, making the occasion enjoyable but unexpected. It was like witnessing a new side of him. "Are you okay? Without hot dogs?" "Still worried you like hot dogs?" I questioned. I felt like I let him down, but I needed to know whether he was okay. Arthur generally pointed out problems. "Yes, I do," Arthur said. His voice was calm. "But you forgot to create them. Would you like hot dogs?" His tone was intriguing, and he approached me almost too closely, staring me in the eyes. It was a bizarre time. I didn't understand. I said hot dogs are fantastic for breakfast. Something made my heart race. I couldn't describe it, but the air made me nervous. Maybe it was Arthur's behavior or the oddity of the circumstance, but something felt different. "There's a hot dog I desire," Arthur responded. "Try." As he reached for his parcel, he stated something strange and acted oddly. "But we don't have any." I hesitantly said I forgot to get some at the market, almost stumbling. I could tell he was acting differently because he didn't appear to care that there were no hots. "That's okay," he murmured, staring at me uncomfortably. I had no idea what to say or do as his hands played with his package. My heart was racing, but I tried to be cool because it felt like everything had shifted. A shift wasn't ready. "Maybe we can just..." Arthur stood with his box and gazed at me. He whispered. It wasn't the food, but I could feel a new tension in the room. It was hard to explain, but I felt off and didn't know what to do. I just wanted everything to return to normal, but it appeared to be slipping away. Arthur said, "It's not the hot dog you'd expect, it's a different kind," as the bundle in his pants swelled. I felt like I couldn't. My heart was racing, and I didn't know what to do since everything felt strange. I remained there transfixed, my thoughts spinning with uncertainty and the air heavy, trying to make sense of what was occurring. The more I looked, the more I realized something was amiss. His package grew so huge that I could tell his trousers were damp. My legs felt weak and didn't want to move as I tried to step back. Arthur just stared at me with his odd smile. What to say or do wasn't clear to me. I pondered about my feeling and proceeded with it to figure out what was going on. Hold on, he said seriously. You'll taste it. Hot's words didn't make sense, but I hoped they would. His package suddenly moved and slithered inside my buns, disappearing so swiftly that I didn't know what to think. My heart raced and confusion increased. Arthur, this is wrong. I was definitive, hoping he'd listen this time, but he kept going, leaving me puzzled what to do. Arthur remarked gently, just relax, you'll love it later. His package kept moving, and I closed my eyes in pleasure. He instantly pulled his hands and salivated. No idea why he did this, but as before I stayed quiet and didn't do anything. My mind was racing trying to figure out what was going on, but I couldn't move or speak. Goes, Arthur murmured again with confidence, running his wet hands through my dumplings, and everything felt. Strangely, I wasn't sure if I should let him leave but refused before speaking. I yelled in the room without knowing why. It was like my body reacted automatically. My head kept begging me to stop and say anything to get Arthur to leave, but my body didn't know what to do. I was frozen and torn. I was divided between ending it and seeing what happened, but my negative ideas won. He was slowing down, which made Mungri say, "Don't slow down. I love it." I yelled without knowing why. I was ashamed of how I felt. Though I wouldn't acknowledge it, I was enjoying it and didn't want him to stop. Arthur seemed astonished as I said that, as if he didn't expect my reaction. I knew my feelings confused him, but I wanted him to keep going and experience my exhilaration. My heart raced with emotions, making it hard to believe I was feeling this way. I couldn't help myself despite my shame. I wanted more. Arthur hesitated, then smiled, showing that my comments had given him confidence. I was overjoyed when he moved again. It was good to convey what I wanted while feeling uncomfortable. I wish I could forget the shame and focus on when I realized that feelings may be complicated, especially when you don't know what's next. As we went, I enjoyed it more. Worries and humiliation faded, replaced with freedom. I relaxed into the moment, letting enjoyment take control. It felt like everything else had vanished and just what was occurring mattered. It felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders, and I could finally enjoy the moment without thoughts. You seemed thoroughly entertained. Arthur smiled, intensifying everything. His voice was engaging and made me feel warm. Can I provide a better experience? He eagerly awaited an answer. He held me and slowly slipped his package through. As he held me, I felt like he was offering me a rare journey and was excited. He tried to make me feel cherished. It felt like I was alive and happy. Toby cared for I could imagine smiling and felt safe in Arthur's. I felt unique even though I wasn't moving much. Arthur's treatment made me feel special and valuable. I wanted him to keep going since I was having fun. I wanted to keep going since it was thrilling and new. I was obsessed with how good it felt. I wanted him to keep going regardless of the time. I was disappointed when he ended abruptly. I wondered why he stopped and hoped he would continue soon. He mentioned something intriguing just when I thought the time was done. Soon to be released. Now he said I was confused and didn't understand him. My pulse raced to hear what he was saying. Perhaps it was something else I approached. Was excited to hear his next statement. I was full of questions when he said, "Here is the hot dog. He wants you to try." He surprised me and I blinked to realize. His statements interested me despite the odd idea. My imagination ran wild and I could almost envision him. Maybe it was a game. Something to spice up our time together. I wondered what might follow. Stepping and acting so rapidly surprised me. He grabbed his right in front of me. Arthur's package writhed and throbbed, frightening and intriguing me. It appeared powerful, like it was attempting to escape and wreck everything around it. The sight of Arthur's package battling made me catch my breath for fear my mouth might break. It made me nervous, but I also enjoyed the excitement. I'd never seen anything like this, and my mind was racing with possibilities. Next, Arthur enthusiastically said, "It's here." Ikira seemed to be waiting for a surprise with his eyes closed. I wondered what would happen next as my heart raced. His behavior intrigued and alarmed me, but I could sense he was thrilled about something major and wanted to see it happen. Suddenly my mouth reacted to his package's pulsing, and expelled a thick yellowish juice via my mouth. I was disappointed that our thrilling moment was over, but I was happy for Arthur's conclusion. He looked so relieved, like a great weight had been lifted. I was still trying to process what had happened, but he didn't leave me long. Arthur came to help me mop up the venom he spilt. I felt a toe mix. He smiled brightly and seemed happy. Blinking in amazement, I tried to understand what he said. I wanted to laugh at his seriousness about hot dogs, but after our adventure I felt an odd connection to him. As he left, I felt confused in the kitchen and realized I hadn't had breakfast. Although a normal morning transformed into something unexpected and exhilarating, I knew I had shared something unique.